Okay, I think we're just about ready to go with the live stream. So hopefully YouTube will catch up with me in a few seconds. So we are looking at the latest Carenado aircraft for Flight Simulator 2024. This is the Tango 34 Bravo, or B, Tango 34B I guess. A trainer based on the Bonanza airframe as far as I'm aware. And it looks amazing. So we're going to have a look around it very closely with the camera. So I'll just go on a slow tour of the airplane. We'll go around the airplane, around the perimeter of the airplane first. And then we'll come around and have a look at the details. So we're at Boonville, by the way, in the US. We're going to fly down towards San Francisco, or the San Francisco Bay. We will be using say intentions along the way to be able to talk to airfields and center. Although I'm going to try and stay away from any controlled airspace, so we shouldn't get into too much trouble. But look at the attention to detail is fantastic, isn't it? That's just next level, isn't it? So it comes with several liveries. There's a really nice metal version that's, you know, no paint. It's just polished metal and it looks incredible. But I thought, we're seeing as I'm doing the flight in the US, I thought I'd put one of the US Navy trainer liveries on it. Okay, let's come down and have a look at the undercarriage. It's really nicely done, isn't it? Really high quality. So, how far have they taken this insanity? Pretty far is the answer. It's mad, isn't it? So just out of interest, let's go up and have a look at the stickers. Oh my word, look at the resolution of the textures. There's an engine in there. We'll have a look on the walk-around mode in a moment and see if there's any click spots. That is really nice, isn't it? So the one holdover to modern equipment is you've got a retrofitted Garmin GNS 430 built in. But otherwise, it's pretty cool. So just looking around the switchgear, and we'll have another look when we start the airplane up. But you've got the electrics down here, so you've got some of the electrics, you've got the switches for the main systems. If you have a look, the battery is there on the right side of the fascia and the generator switch. Then obviously the primary flight instruments. You've got the audio panel down there and the transponder. You've got an autopilot, which I wasn't expecting to see, and then you've got the magnetos and the carriage lever, and yeah, the main instruments. It's interesting that they are not in the 6-pack configuration that we've got used to, so that obviously wasn't a thing when this aircraft came out. It's quite an old aeroplane. So there's a rear seat as well, and I think that's fully modelled as well. Yep. So if we come in, obviously you don't get the avionics kit, but you get the rest of the primary instruments. Okay, so we've had a little look around the outside of the aeroplane. I'm going to put my Xbox controller to one side now and press Shift and X and then Shift and C, which will take us out to the... Look at that, the drone, the Xbox controller was drifting. Okay, let's go and see if any of these doors open up then. So, baggage door. Yep, that works. I presume the steps don't work now. So we're going to need to walk around the wing. Remove the pitot cover. The chocks have already gone. Is there an engine cover? I don't think there is. There's nothing on this wing, is there? No. We were going to have a look though, weren't we, to see if we can uncover this engine, because it looks pretty... It would seem strange that they've modelled so much that you can see through the gap without being able to open it. There we go. So we can go and look at the cylinders. That's awesome, isn't it? Very nicely done. So I guess you just click the latches to drop it again. Okay, so we're going to press Shift and C to come back inside, and we'll try out head tracking. Head tracking's working okay, is it? Yep, that's all fine. There is a cover over the aeroplane when you first spawn in. I removed it before I started recording. So let's go and see what we can see. So I'm going to turn head tracking off for a moment, and we'll just go through firing the aeroplane up. So batteries on. So that'll be the flaps moving as soon as we did that. Okay, so beacon lights not on just yet. We'll put the... Okay, so nav lights are always on if you have power, so they're either on dim or bright. We'll put them on bright. You've got the internal light strengths there. You've got nav lights, whether they are steady or flashing. We'll put them on steady. Obviously the radios aren't going to come on until the avionics switch is on. So we're going to go and take care of the fuel and the magnetos. So we've got a fuel selector here between the left and the right tank. So we'll go left tank first. And we've got a fuel booster pump. So we'll just turn that on for a few seconds. You've got the typical cluster of controls over here. So I've mapped the propeller and the throttle, and I'm just going to have to put the mixture to rich. So let's go and put the propeller to max and then crack the throttle open. Then we'll go and put the mags to both, and then a beacon light on. So we're going to have a look at that, see if the beacon light is working nicely. And there it is, rotating. That's cool, isn't it? Okay, so then we're just going to go and hit the starter. That's a nice sound, isn't it? So let me just see how loud that is for you. I turned it down a bit, ready for sound tensions, but I'll turn it back up for the moment, just so you get to hear it from inside. Let's go and see. We've got the RPM down here. Let's take it up to 1000 RPM. Okay, manifold pressure is not even showing anything. Okay, let's go and turn the generator on. So, exhaust gas temperature there. Amps. Let's go and see what happens with this. Does that drop off yet? So, that's interesting. So, yeah, it's debatable in Carenado aeroplanes what's going to happen when you do things, so let's put the avionics on. So we're running at 1000 RPM. let's go and do a max test to see if it responds. So we want to see the RPM over here and go left bank. So we'll see it dropping only a little bit. Right bank shouldn't move. Back to both. It comes back up to 1,000. Let's go and take this up to 1,500, 1,600 RPM. We'll do the same. Dropping about 50 RPM. Okay, let's go and switch the GPS on. It's very cool, isn't it? We could program a little bit of our route into the GPS while we're here. We can close the canopy, of course, so if you go and look behind and just do that, and that will cut some of the noise of the engine out. Look at the panel shaking. It's very cool. I like that. So we'll just put a couple of these first few waypoints in, although we can just reference LittleNavMap as well, but I think it's useful to do. So we're going to the Mendocino VOR and then over to Lamson Field, so ENI. The only reason for doing this is to try the kit out to make sure everything works. So do we get... yeah, we got an HSI. So just waiting for the GPS to acquire. Shouldn't take too much longer. Today would be good. Waiting for it, let's have a little look at this with it ticking over on the ground. It looks amazing, doesn't it? Okay, so we want to go... Now this has got the same problem with Sim Update 4 that lots of other airplanes have got, where if you go to the outside view and come back in, it takes sometimes a second for the screens to update. So if we zoom out and back in, there we go, look, it's just done it. Sometimes it takes a while, I have no idea what causes it. So then if we go to flight plan, if we stay inside the airplane most of the time, it's not going to really affect us. What have they done with this? Okay, you have to use both mouse buttons to get the focus to come in. It's the Carenado version of this instrument. So D83 Boonville is our departure. And then ENI for the Mendocino. VOR. Then 102 for Lamson Field. Enter. Then 060 for Cloverdale. So we do some touch and goes along the way. Oops, pressed the wrong, turned the wrong knob then. There we go. KHES will be Heddlesburg. Then KSTS for Charles M. Schultz, or Sonoma. Charles M. Schultz. What was that? What was the ICAO code? KSTS. and then we're going down to the headlands. So we've got the point raise, PYE. Then over to Sausalito, SAU. And enter. And then back to San Rafael, CA35. And then finally Petaluma 069. Okay, there's our flight plan programmed in. And if we press flight plan, we see the display, and we can, I always get the buttons the wrong way around to do this, and we can increase the range out a little bit. Okay. Airplane should be warmed up. Go and calibrate the altimeter. Just press the comma, it's a shortcut doing that. Toe brakes work, nose wheel steering works nicely, it's got a really good turning circle. Let's hope the horses at the side of the field here don't go and decide to cross the runway. Flaps to takeoff position. So let's just have a little look around. It's pretty cool, isn't it? So, okay, let's have a look. Where's the takeoff and landing lights? I'm presuming they're down here, look. I thought I saw them earlier. So on, and we're going to have a look at that as well in a moment. I just want to see what else we've got. So nav lights are on bright, beacon lights are on. We didn't use the taxi lights, but we're the only people here. We have got a smoke switch, so there is a smoke system. We haven't put the radios on, so we'll go do that. That's ADF if we wanted it. We're going to be using ADF somehow, but you never know. Oh, we were going to go and potentially change this over to VLOC mode so we can have a play with radio navigation with going out towards the Mendocino VOR, so 11230, just to make sure things work really. 11230, switch that to active, and it's come alive, hooray! So this should, with the course, if we spin it round, it will tell us what direction it is from us. Let's just press Ctrl-Alt-Z as well to make sure, yeah, that had drifted slightly, so it does drift. I've mapped Ctrl-Alt-Z to reset the directional gyro to make it match the magnetic compass. Okay. And we're rolling. So that's 50% throttle, 75% throttle, that's 100% throttle. That's tiniest of nudges and we're straight off the ground. So let's go and look outside. Power down, track the flaps, start to turn away from the hillside that we're coming towards. don't think it has tech and radio, just reading the live stream comments there. Unless I've missed it. It's got a transponder down there, but I haven't seen a tech and. So what's performance like? Turning the propeller up. So let's have a look at the dials and see how they react. So we've got RPM there. So yeah. So running at 75% RPM is giving us about 2200 on the propeller. Looking at the manifold pressure, if we go flat out on the throttle, it's been simplified somewhat. Look, I don't think you can go beyond the red line. So it's been made intentionally accessible, I guess. That's one way you can put it. Okay, so indicated airspeed. Showing 150 knots at the moment. There's a buzzer on the power, so if you pull the power back, it will throw a klaxon at you. It's got scratches on the canopy, which is really nice. Okay, let's just drop the wheels. We'll circle around once more just to give ourselves a decent approach for a touch and go before we do anything else. Full flaps. Is that a cow running across the runway? Okay, so it doesn't like the gear going up when the flaps are still down. So there's a protective klaxon there for that. That's rather interesting. Yeah, so I'm just reading the live stream comments. It's got an ADF, at least. So yeah, as we saw, the controls for that were down here, weren't they? Okay, so we're going to turn out towards the Endocino for a while and go on our way. So I'm just cutting in on the course. Don't need the landing lights on anymore, do we? click spots for them are tiny now, which made that unintentionally fun trying to click them. Looks real, doesn't it? There's some fair amount of turbulence over these hills. You can see it's being thrown around. Is the VOR on top of this hill? It must be, I'm guessing, or somewhere around here. This is kind of a little hobby of mine, is trying to find the VORs on the ground. You can usually spot them. There it is. There are various scenery add-ons you can get that put the VOR buildings in place. Okay, should we try the autopilot out then? So if I put this on GPS mode, so we confirmed that the HSI and everything works okay. Altitude hold and a nav mode, and it should track on its own. So let's look at the vertical speed. Yep, that's working. And if we were to, that's interesting, because we're supposed to be tracking, okay, so if we wanted a particular radial out of here, so 86 degrees, which is about, no, it's not quite what this is doing, is it? So we're having to crab, and you can see why. There's a 12 knot crosswind from the left, so we're having to point to into the wind slightly to hold the straight line. Okay, so now we've got it running. Let's have a look. It's cool, isn't it? So it's essentially based on the Bonanza body. So you can see instead of having two pilots and a little cabin, it's got tandem configuration. A lot more room for the pilot and the co-pilot, obviously, because they're one behind the other. The wings look to be slightly different as well. I'd have to go and have another look at a Bonanza to see that. Okay, let's see how they've programmed the altimeter. So we are just coming through 4,800 feet. So if we go and set this to go up to 6,000 feet, I don't think the arm button's going to do anything. It doesn't usually on the Carenado versions. And then we press Alt again, and it will show vertical speed, and we should be able to set the rate to get there. And it's come up with altitude armed, so it will keep going at the rate we set, which was 500 feet a minute. If we press this again, it should come back to here, so we can say 1,000 feet a minute. until we get to 6,000 feet. In fact, we could take it back to 5,000, couldn't we? So that should configure the altitude. We're within 1,000 feet, so it won't arm it in the same way. But yeah, the autopilot seems to work fine, doesn't it? So we're heading out towards an airfield at Lampson Field. We're doing another touch and go here to have a play with the aeroplane. So we're just trying things out really to see if it all works. It looks like it's fantastic though. Talking earlier, weren't we, about, so there's our transponder. Let's go and turn it on. We should have it on 7,000, I think, shouldn't we, for the US? Is it 7,000 or 1,200? I can never remember. So here's the ADF down here, look. So have we got any non-directional beacons around? Probably not, to be honest, but if we turn them on and off, that's the easiest way of spotting them usually. We'll turn the sectors off for a moment. What are we looking for? There we go. There's one behind us over here. Are there any further on down the route we might see? Not really. What's the range on this one? 25 miles. Yeah, we're just about within range, 371. So if we go, it's on ADF, so we want to go three, 7. Okay, how have they done the integers? They haven't done something crazy, they're holding shift, have they? I'll have to come back to that. I can't figure out how to get integers out of it. Anyway, I'm sure it's documented somewhere. So we're flying over towards Lampson Field. It's just down here, look. So we're going to come off the autopilot. Sorry, it's directly in front of us. Head tracking back on. How much was the aeroplane? Not that much. It's in the marketplace. It arrived in the marketplace today. So which way is the wind? So it's going to be a crosswind whichever way, so that'll be good practice for a crosswind landing then. What about side slipping then? If we want to descend quickly. So it's getting up above 150 knots. Won't side slip that much, look. It goes off axis by about 5 degrees. So it's no tomahawk. Let's turn the propeller down. It's going to complain about the power, but it's not going to complain about the propeller RPM. Speed 150 knots. Okay, let's go drop the gear now. I don't think Lampson has a tower. We'll just make sure. Sonoma County. No, Lampson Field hasn't even come up on the tracker, so we'll just double check before we get here. If we go and click on it here, no, it's just Unicom. So we probably want to have the... I'm not going to try and click on them, the click spots are so small, can't get near them. Okay, we've got a bit low on the lights. Don't agree with the lights look, they're not really lining up with a normal approach at all. Just holding it off there to see how gently it will come in. Okay, so if we do a left turn, in fact, should we go below to do this? Let's have some fun with the aeroplane for a bit. Go low level through the hills. As long as we end up going the right direction eventually, it should be fine. We haven't done any stall or spin tests, have we? So how far have we got? 13 miles to run. Let's go and climb. Get ourselves some altitude and we'll try some stalls. Okay, ready? 50% throttle, pull the propeller all the way back, feeding in back stick, and it's dropped the left wing. Oh, and it has some serious momentum. I haven't got enough height to go and do a spin yet. Continue climbing up as we go on our way, and we'll spin down over the top of the next airfield. So pull the power back, do the same again. What sort of altitude have we got over the ground? It's probably enough. Famous last words. So pull it up into a climb. And that's just sod's law, isn't it? Look, it's mushing. See if we can get it to stall then. It's mushed again, look. So it doesn't easily drop a wing. What if we force it into it? there it goes. I need to pull out of this in a hurry. That was fun. So it suddenly snapped the opposite direction than I was trying to force it. Can I open the canopy? Of course you can. But can you do it in the air is the question. I'm just seeing if we've got any wind noise. Let's try it. Great, isn't it? Proper throaty engine noises as well. So next airfield to do a touch and go at is going to be Cloverdale Municipal. Sorry, Cloverdale Municipal. So I don't think it's a controlled airfield. Let's just double check. No, it's Unicorn. Everybody seems to like this, so we'll open the canopy for a bit. Super noisy there. That cap, isn't he? Okay, over the top of the airfield. Gonna horrify them in the airfield, aren't we? I was hoping we could spin down, but apparently not. So there's the airfield. We're just going to do a quick touch and go. Wind. Yeah, so we're going the right way to double back into the wind. I don't think you can drop the gear until you're below 150 knots, so we'll do another orbit. Go 270 degrees to the right. Yeah, so it's 150 knots, it's got a limiter. the valley. So we're heading towards... I'll just get this level first before we go and spend any time in LittleNavMap so we don't go spiralling into the floor. Heddlesburg Municipal. No, is it Heddle or Healdsburg? Sorry. If I could read, that'd be dangerous. Yeah, someone's on about in the live stream that their simulator doesn't maybe look quite as good. This is an absolute beast of a machine this is running on. I invested all of the money I made from the YouTube channel, from the advert placement obviously, because it's a monetized channel. I invested it all back into buying a decent PC for running Flight Simulator 2024 on. So it's... the specs are in the notes of all my videos down the bottom, so if you open out the notes and scroll down, you'll see it's an absolute monster of a PC. It hasn't got a 50 series NVIDIA card though, it's got a 4090 in it. Okay, you should go really low across the fields. Something else that helps with Flight Simulator, I've got fibre internet to the house. So I've got about 600 megabit synchronous, so you know, same up and down. Almost missed it. That's why I did a bit of a hammerhead turn to come back in. Which way is the wind? Oh, it's slightly behind us. Yeah, we're going to go and circuit left. Do quite a tight approach this time, like a Spitfire style approach. Bring it in really tight on the end of the runway and see how we get on with doing that. So let's have a look outside. The flaps are down, gear is down. They're quite big flaps, aren't they? So as before, for a bit of extra noise coming in, I'll open the canopy. autopilot up and running for the next leg. It's not very far. So it's just going to hold altitude and get us there, and then we get time to have a look around outside. Can I turn the smoke on? Oh, of course I can. So let's go in here. So it's pretending it's coming out here, though, which is kind of okay. It doesn't quite have the physics model to do it, look. It's still pretty good though. It's a shame the smoke doesn't stay on for longer. You want it to hang in the air for longer. Yeah, you can't. It won't spin on the nose. You can't. Oh, I've forgotten what the name of the manoeuvre is when the tail flicks over the past the nose. But it won't do it anyway. So you can see the airport we're going to is over in the distance over there. That's Charles M. Schultz in front of us. Sonoma County. Did I leave the smoke on? I did. I mean, the smoke's a bit of a toy really anyway. If it has any adverse effects if we turn it up the wrong way. Silly we can get. This is going to put the blood in the pilot's head, isn't it? made everybody feel suitably sick. We haven't done a touch and go here, have we? Which was the wind? We've got the airfield in view. Okay, well, I just don't want to double back then. I think this is actually a controlled airfield. I'm doing this a bit wrong, aren't I? Let's try this properly. Sonoma County Tower. Who are we identifying as? Let's go and have a look. This is called the Mentor, isn't it? That's the wrong log. Or have they moved it?
Piper 2 Juliet Hotel. You're leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved. Frequency change approved. Piper 8 Juliet Hotel. Have a good day.
Call sign.
Gator 91. Contact departure.
Contact departure, Fighter 91. Bye bye.
Bonanza 1 Papa Golf. Contact
Bear with
departure.
me. So this is going to be Mentor. Tail number. What is our tail number? Let's go and have a look. ASXGS is the stock one from the simulator, isn't it? So X-ray Golf Sierra.
66 Mike, roger.
6 Mike, contact ground on 121.9er.
Tower November 2 Delta 6 Hotel. Ready to copy IFR to Visalia.
XGS.
I'll have your clearance in just a second. Clear to Visalia. Radar vector Snoopy then is filed. Climb and maintain 10,000. Expect 15,000 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 127.8 squawk 1146. Departure runway change to 20 Delta 6 Hotel.
So actually Mentor Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra.
Departure, 9 Romeo Papa, good day.
Aero 4 Juliet Whiskey, contact departure.
Over to departure, 4 Juliet Whiskey.
Comanche 1 Delta Sierra, contact departure on 127.8.
Departure on 127.8, 1 Delta Sierra.
9er X-ray, you're leaving my airspace. Squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
Squawk VFR and frequency change approved, 9er X-ray, have a good day.
TBM 01 Tango, contact departure.
So
TBM 1701 Tango.
Mission Jet 9 Romeo Papa, roger, good day. Piper 9er X-ray, welcome to Santa Rosa. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Piper Victor, you're leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
is that really the tower frequency?
Rough downwind for 20 Delta Kilo.
Tower Mentor X-ray Golf Sierra requesting a touch and go.
6 Delta Kilo, contact departure. Cleared to land runway 20, 216 Delta Kilo. X-ray Golf Sierra, enter left downwind for runway 0.
Piper 16S, contact departure on 127.8.
Did they just say 20?
127.8, November 83160.
Left downwind, runway 20, X-ray Golf Sierra.
Sonoma ground, November 8316 Foxtrot, holding short of 32
So we are
IFR.
left. No, we're not. 20 is
Piper
there.
N8316, Foxtrot Santa Rosa Tower cleared to Red Bluff. Radar vector Snoopy, then as filed. Climb and maintain 4,000. Expect flight level 18010 minutes after departure. Departure on 127.8. Squawk 1532.
Tower X-ray Golf Sierra downwind for runway 20.
Piper 529er X-ray Sonoma Tower. Good afternoon, Piper. Transition approved at 2005. Altimeter 3000. Report clear of the airspace.
Metro X-ray Golf Sierra, not clear touch and go yet. Say request.
Requesting touch and go, runway 20. X-ray Golf Sierra.
Metro X-ray Golf Sierra, runway 20, clear for the option.
Cleared for the option, X-ray Golf Sierra. Just behaving ourselves because it is a controlled airfield.
Skyhawk 4 Tango Alpha, you're leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved. Clear for takeoff, November 1 Tango Bravo. November 1 Tango Bravo, contact departure on 127.8. Going 127.8, good day. Razor 38686, Santa Rosa Tower, contact ground on 121.9er. Santa Rosa Tower, this is November 1 Tango Bravo, requesting IFR pickup. Santa Rosa Tower, this is November 1 Tango Bravo, requesting IFR pickup to Las Vegas. Stand by, you're number 1. Santa Rosa Tower, this is November 1 Tango Bravo, requesting IFR pickup to Las Vegas.
Alaska 3390, welcome to Santa Rosa. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Alaska 3390. Runway 30 clear for takeoff, Alaska 3360.
Tower X-ray Golf Sierra departing runway 14, exiting to the north.
Alaska 3360. Alrighty, when you're all set, go ahead and contact departure, please. They're waiting for you.
Metro X-ray Golf Sierra, unable. Runways available are 14 and 20.
They didn't understand that, did they? X-ray Golf Sierra, we are leaving your airspace now. Good day.
For the departure, November 7 through Mike Echo.
Metro X-ray Golf Sierra, frequency change approved. Good day.
Okay, so we can go and go back to CTAF. We don't have to worry about them there. So we'll just orbit the airfield and stay out of their way. Get above the pattern altitude. What are we doing? So we're just going to orbit and then carry on south. Got a little bit of a run into San Francisco. Over the hills towards Point Reyes. So 11370, and we can probably pick it up from there, yeah. We'll have a play with the autopilot again, just for the sake of doing it, really. So let's get the heading bug. Can we drag the heading bugs? No, we can't. Oh, that's a shame. Some of the airplanes that were developed, I'm not sure if they're Carenado or Aerobatics airplanes, you can just drag the heading bug to spin it around really quickly. Okay, so if we just trim the airplane a little bit. Autopilot on, altimeter on, heading mode on, and then we'll have a play with the radio. So just bringing it around to 170 degrees. That's what I asked for. Well, I haven't quite got there, right. Ooh, is that because... Yeah, this is wildly off, we've just corrected it. So where we've been corkscrewing around in the air, it messed up the directional gyro. 11370 for the Point Reyes VOR. switch that to active, and this should come alive, and it has done. Look, it's gone to 2 on the course. I don't think we get distance measure. Oh, we'll get distance measuring on the 430, won't we? Okay, that's interesting. It hasn't got anything yet, or it's broken. Oh, it's because it's in GPS mode, being an idiot. So yeah, we should, if we turn this back to the first page, we'll get the... No, I think this is the GPS information, not the VOR information. I may be wrong about that. So we're at 3,000 at the moment. It would be good to get up to 5,000, so we'll press... and say give us 1,000 feet a minute. Let's have a look at the airspeed. So airspeed is dropping off a little bit, but not much. We can open it, the RPM up a bit, open the power up a bit more. And get to enjoy the sunset. Across the marine headlands in a moment, or in a few minutes. At sunset, it's going to look quite spectacular, isn't it? So about 5 minutes to run until we get over there. With the light dying on us, it may be an opportunity to see the interior lights. So let's go and have a look and see what we get. Can't tell yet, it's not dark enough. Having a nosy around the cockpit to see what we've got. I'm not sure what all of these things do, so I'm not going to fiddle with too much. That's obviously the trip that the Autopilot's driving at the moment. You've got the gear lever there with a light on it, which lights up if you, when it's in transit, or if you are trying to do something untoward with it. As we said, we've got the comm radio panel there. Yeah. Generator, starter, battery, generator failure light. Got the carb heat controls. It's fairly straightforward, isn't it? It looks like lots of the breakers work, which is unusual. Okay, so once we cross past the Point Reyes VOR, we will turn left 20 miles down to Sausalito. We'll have a little circle around San Francisco and the city. We're not going to get too close to the big airports because we'll get told off. We've got St. Intentions running, remember? If we stray into this area, we'll get told off. Over here, we're absolutely fine. It's uncontrolled, look. One of the only penalties of flying with St. Intentions is you kind of have to behave yourself. You can't just go hot dogging around any way you like. Like, you know, you can't fly over an international airport at low level. You'll get written up for it. I mean, obviously nothing really happens, but it does remind you to do things correctly. So, another minute to run. We could turn left now, to be honest. Head straight down towards the coast, but if we just go over to the sea side of the coast, then we can at least fly along it. Maybe drop down to the water's edge. The Farallones are out there somewhere, aren't they? I'm not sure if you can see them from here. They're probably a bit too far north. There they are, look. So, but yeah, they would be out in the mist out there. Okay, so let's turn that tracking off for a second and focus on what we're doing. So we want to turn left now to about 115 degrees or so. Perfect turn. The reason the needle wasn't moving is, yeah, we were staying, as we did the turn there, we were equidistant from the VOR. So we could just stick this on and nav mode and fly the radial down towards the next, which is Sausalito 11620, so we can go and tune that in on the second frequency. The range on it. Let's have a look. Nave region, range 40 miles. We're only 20 miles out from it, so we can switch over now. And there it goes, it's lit up. It's going to it. We're off to the right of the track. But if we straighten that up, when we did that and changed frequency, by the way, this will have gone to roll hold, so we have to go back into nav mode again. Try and grab that radial in towards the next VOR. Has the sun gone yet? Not yet. So there's Lagunitas. Stinson Beach. When I visited my cousin used to live up around this part of the bay. I went to visit many years ago, and while I was there, somebody had gone surfing off Stinson Beach one morning and got bitten off. I know it shouldn't be funny, but you hear about great whites swimming up and down this coast. Yeah, I guess you have to pick your time of year to go swimming. Some of these more open beaches, you don't go during tuna season when they're going up and down the coast, hey? You'll get all the high-speed alpha predators in the water chasing the fish, and if you're in the way, they're going to get you. There's some beach, look, spits of sand. So we can see San Francisco in the distance. And there's the Marin Headlands right in front of us. In fact, shall we make this a bit more fun? Go and fly along the beach and see what they've modelled, seeing if they've put any sun lounges down there or people surfing or anything like that. Or if the high resolution capture is good enough to have caught anything like that. So we're going through the inlet for the lagoon and then fly along the beach. Just boulders and things in there, haven't they? Car park for the beach. We should see the San Francisco Bay Bridge in a few moments. Just coming up to the bay entrance. That's Twin Peaks up there, isn't it? Yeah, here's the Bay Bridge. Sorry, the yeah, San Francisco Bay Bridge. Sorry, Golden Gate Bridge. I'll get the name right eventually, won't I? The Bay Bridge is a completely different bridge. Some amazing detail here, isn't there? So that's the Marin Headlands. There's obviously Golden Gate Park over the other side. And there is the Golden Gate Bridge. You think about it, before this bridge was built, it's probably about 70 or 80 miles to go around to get from A to B. You'd have to use ferries with new boats. Switched fuel tanks yet. We have now. We've hardly used any. We haven't really travelled very far, about 100 miles. City, and then I'm going to land at San Rafael, because I'm getting a bit tired. But we'll have a loop around the city first. It's getting late here. Just looking at the time, it's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning here. So we'll leave the window open, and we'll have a little circle of the city. So we've got the see the ferry, the old ferry. There used to be a U-boat as well. Well, not a U-boat, an American submarine, World War II era. Is that Pampanito? I can't remember now. Maybe the submarine. Oh, there's the submarine. Because you can walk around the submarine, go inside it. In a hurry, isn't it? We've got to go and land. Go and chase the traffic down. Now, is this the steepest street in the world here? I can't remember whereabouts it is. Or is it further? I think it's further up the city, isn't it? Yeah. It's going to be over there. Just double back, see if we can find it. There it is. I think. This looks a bit overgrown in the sim. Oh no, that isn't it. So okay, I've got my bearings wrong. Somebody who lives here will no doubt comment and tell me where it is, but I need to go land, it's getting dark. Although we will get to see the lights coming on. You can see a few of the lights already coming on around the city. So as the light dies, it will look like fairyland. So the closest airfield is probably San Rafael, just across the water over here. Yeah, we're losing the light now. Look, the sun's gone. It's getting dark. Be in a hurry. So we're just going to come back up to San Rafael and drop in and land. Although Almeida Air Station, which isn't actually a working Air Force base anymore, is it? I think it's a logistics hub. So the runway isn't actually there. Can't really see, can you? But anyway, we'll go and drop into San Rafael, it'll be more fun. So from memory, I think it's just the other side of this bit of land. Yeah, so there's the land look, which is this. Starting to see the lights on the instruments now it's getting dark. It's quite understated. I don't know if we've got any lamps strapped around the edge of the cockpit. I don't think there are there? There's console lights. that's Larkspur Landing, isn't it, up there? Or is this it further along here? I can't remember. It's been a long time. Make sure I don't fall into the ground. So we just drop over the top of the hill and we should get nice sight of the airfield and be able to arrange our approach in. Which one's the wind? Is that of interest? Oh crikey. So what's the wind doing on the ground down in Somerfell? I was saying 0 knots here, but that maybe there's just no reading. So there's the airfield. It's a tiny little runway, so we're going to really be testing our skills out here. Do this the noisy way. confusing. Look, there's an entirely inappropriate aeroplane tucked away up here. It shouldn't be here. Okay, let's see about shutting this thing down, shall we? So if we pull the mixture, very cool. Just setting everything off that I turned on earlier. Except I can't get near that. There we go. Oops. The switches on these were all turned off when we got in, weren't they? So we'll go and turn them back off. And I think we're more or less there, so I think that's it. So obviously we've got the canopy open already. Let's go and jump outside. If we press Shift and X, we can... Oh, no, Shift and C, isn't it? Sorry, not Shift and X. We can walk away from it. If we do press Shift and X, for those that came in late, even though you'll be able to go and watch the start of this again, we can go and have another look around the aeroplane briefly. It's really nicely modelled. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for today. So this little airport is San Rafael. This is just stock scenery. It's on the northern edge of the San Francisco Bay. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed that. So that's the, I'm going to get the name of it wrong now, aren't I? T34B Mentor, US Navy trainer, available for Flight Sim 2024. And it comes in lots of liveries. This is one of the more garish liveries used by the US Navy. There is a clean metal version of it, which I think is used by Argentinian or maybe Brazilian Air Force. But it's really nice looking. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I'm really tired, and I'm going to get off to bed. So thank you ever so much if you've been following along. Much appreciated for putting up with me. And I'll see you all again soon. Take care.